Hello, IceCap fans. Inside Mile 1 Center for IceCaps 360. I'm St. John's play-by-play broadcaster Brian Rogers with head coach Keith McCambridge. Keith, thanks for taking time to enlighten us on what's going on so far. 6 games into the season, a big road trip beginning in Manchester on Friday night. So you'll play the Monarchs back-to-back Friday night, Saturday afternoon, then Providence on Sunday. But before we talk about your opponents, let's just go back to last weekend on home ice against Hershey. Great one night, not so the next.
Yeah, I thought obviously, the first game, I thought as the game pushed through, I thought we eventually wore them down. We've talked about as a group, not looking to score the hat trick every single shift that we're out there, but eventually wearing teams down and taking advantage when we have that opportunity as the game, as the minutes go through in the game. I thought that was a really good job by the players of managing that ice time, managing and making the most of their opportunities. You then roll into the next night against Hershey. We've talked about it at length, Raj. We've been here a long time, me and you, and the back-to-back scenarios that take place. And, I thought the players, for the most part, I thought the effort, from a vast majority of the guys was there. I thought our execution wasn't as good as the first night, but also I believe that you're now going into a storm here where you got Hershey in that game. They hadn't won in the regular season, so on top of losing the night before, with a 5-1 loss, they're coming in with that second game even that more focused on getting the win. So. For us as a group, find a way to do the best and get the points that we can in those back-to-back games. But for the most part, I thought the execution wasn't where we wanted to be, and just need a few more guys on board, that had the energy at a level to be able to try to pull ourselves even in that back-to-back.
Keith, I know the preparation that you and Jason and Mark and Ian put in is 24/7, 365, but how do you combat all the penalties being called, and when you can't, get a flow and get all your guys into the game? It has to be very, very difficult to manage, and I'm sure frustrating. I mean, both teams are getting the chances, but it just seems that you're either on the penalty kill or you're on the power play, and there's no structured 5-on-5 hockey going on.
Well, the biggest thing is just getting into a rhythm, for the players, just being able to get themselves into a 5-on-5 rhythm taking place. We haven't been able to do that in the in the 2 games against Hershey and the games actually that took place in Hamilton, Toronto for the most part. But that's you can't control it. You talk about preparation. You prepare your team the best you can with structure and systems and what our tactics are versus that team for the night. With regards to reffing, it's a lot of calls. It's not overly enjoyable for the team. I know power plays obviously enjoy it, but it just for the most part, you can't get everybody you want on the ice. Guys that only kill or are sitting for for 3-4 minutes, and then vice versa for the power play. But there has been a lot of calls, but I'm a believer in you control what you can control, and that's something that I can't keep my thumb on the refs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just wanted to get your feeling for it, because I'm sure as players and fans, it's frustrating at times for sure. I guess if you were blessed, it's your depth, because I hate to say it, but here we go. We're only 6 games in, and already they're lined up to see Scotty.
Yeah, there's injuries take place. Not only ourselves, but the parent club is being hit pretty hard with injuries. So obviously that rolls down here to us in St. John's. Injuries are part of the game, and again, that falls under you can't lose focus on trying to get the most out of the guys and trying to develop guys and get the wins that we want to get. And our trainers and doctors will take care of what they do well on their end and get guys back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Keith, let's talk about the Manchester Monarchs. As we speak, leading the division, and you'll see a lot of them. You'll see them Friday night and then Saturday afternoon. They'll be coming in a couple times to play those 3-game series. Preparing for Manchester, what do you know about them, and what do you expect?
Well, good goaltending has been really good for them. They have quite a few guys returning, and those returning players possess a lot of speed, so they play a real fast game, a lot of pace. So and obviously they're executing well and playing some strong hockey. So same staffs in place there, so a lot of the systems and structure is very similar to what we've seen in the past. So for us, it's just making sure that that our start is good, making sure that we realize that we have to have everybody on board, especially when, as you discussed, with the injuries that happen and that are taking place a little bit right now. So they're a really tough opponent, and it'll be a real good test for us. But as I mentioned before, I'm enjoying the character and the work ethic that we have in that room right now, and we'll look to push strongly forward from game one against them.
Yeah, Keith, as we venture out on the road on a travel day, getting into Toronto, then down to Boston to practice in Manchester on Thursday afternoon. What about some of the fellas that are coming out of the infirmary that are going to be with the team? I think of Chris Fredheim, jumps out at me, number 7, the defenseman who's been injured since training camp. Will we see him this weekend?
As of right now, yes, he practiced the majority of this week in a regular contact jersey, so the plan is to have him in the lineup. Jerome Sampson will not travel with the team right now. We do have Adam Lowry, who's still nursing an injury. Josh London is day-to-day a little bit with himself there, and Zach Redmond's making some progress. So those players, the ones I mentioned with the exception of Sampson, will travel.
Well, at least you get depth, Keith, right? I mean, that's one good thing so far, and hopefully the Jets get themselves healed up too. I mean, Adam Hardy and Patrice Cormier are sorely missed, but they are National Hockey League players, and everybody's striving to make it.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's just what this league is about, Raj, as you know as well as I do, that every single practice, every single game, you're not quite sure what your roster is going to be. Winnipeg does a really good job. There's conversations daily, at the minimum daily, that take place on what's going on with their injuries and what's possible there, what their lineup is going to look like. So we're kept ahead of the curve with that, but it is and was a focus this summer with management and myself to make sure that we have depth, and the depth players are guys that have experience at this level, that have played and done well at the American Hockey League level, and you're seeing that in Kyle McKinnon, a player that didn't have the opportunity based on not having injuries to start the season. He steps in and he's playing 16, 15 minutes a game here for us. So and the same for the back end. Travis Earhart, same thing. Jordan Hill, Cody Lample, players that we targeted going into training camp and during the summer that do just what's had taken place right now, give us a more option with depth.
Thanks for this, Coach, and good luck the weekend. With head coach Keith McCambridge, I'm Brian Rogers for IceCaps 360.